And it looks like, folks, Gage Flair has arrived tonight for his farewell speech here at the TBW Arena.
Thank you for being married for a woo!
Woo!
Hey, I'm 4 months deep in this jamming, and I'm whipping it round as a babe. I'm plotted on chase, couldn't make the occasion. So I'm honest, this shit like I'm Jaeger. Went from Henny to sipping on bathing. I switched to a different pace and cut to the chase, now they call me the sage. All over the net of my bathing. I'm a warlord, kilos under the floorboards, ramming the whip in the store door. SD killing from war door. I'm putting my name on the scoreboard. Pull up, I've got on this short drawn. I'm rotting, I'm sick on the poor fours. Every time I smoke, I like 4 roars. I pull up in that Lamborghini just so you can see me. All these people wanna get dropped on, all these people they wanna be me. Me like the jackets from East Stage, and I'm smoking up on these beast flavors. Got a little kid that's out bigger hits that I bang it up for the wee favour.
And like we said, folks, other night we will hear from Gage Flair after losing to Jay Kolsch and the world title at See That Line. Tonight we will hear from Gage Flair. Gage Flair's final farewell here at the arena. And I'm joined alongside my broadcast partner, Roger Cross. Take it away.
Roz, it's great to be here tonight. Tennessee Backyard Wrestling, and look who it is. Oh, I can't believe it. It's the Black Fox, the one who tucked his tail between his legs and ran away from Titan Industries. What a buffoon, what a fool, what a humanoid, what an idiot.
Shouldn't you say the interim general manager?
No, I'm not going to say that.
Well, I'll do it for you. And ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by there he is, the interim general manager of TBW, Jacob Young, the Black Fox. I get so sick of you saying the man who tucked his tail.
He did.
Tucked his tail. Man.
He's a cowardly fox. That's what he is.
Coward.
Yes.
He did the smart thing. in my opinion.
Smart.
The smart thing.
There's nothing smart about this man. Look, looks like he's dressed for a funeral.
Why you gotta bash the man's friends?
Because he made the most unwise decision of his lifetime when he left Titan. Yeah, nothing to say, right?
Here we go with this again. The man, I'll say it again. The man wore time left and right. Well, you saw what happened to your GM. He got his ass whipped.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're fixing to hear from the pretend general manager of Tennessee Backyard Wrestling. I'm sure he doesn't have much to say because there's nothing up in that brain of his.
Well, let's hear from Jacob Young, the Black Fox, the interim general manager.
Welcome to TBW. Welcome to episode 188. Now, I announced on the last episode the land of opportunity, and what a great episode we had on 187. So tonight, I'm announcing at Best Destiny, a number 1 contender will be determined tonight for that episode in a fatal 4-way. So, let's see. Tonight, I'm here to announce the fatal 4-way in the land of opportunity. I'm opening it up. So I'm going to name the opportunists that are getting this shot tonight. Starting with
Having to read from his notes. Titan never had to do that.
the longest reigning TBW World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Ledger Shade. Then we have, what do you know? Mr. FAFOJ Wild. That should be interesting. We also have chaotic. And last, but most certainly not least,
Come on, get with the program.
And wait a minute, speaking of get with the program, it looks like the Anarchy Kingdom is interrupting the Black Fox.
Even though I'm not a fan of the Anarchy Kingdom, I will say this, Ross. At least they interrupted that boring pretend general manager. About fell asleep.
Well, the Fox did say that Ledger Shade is one of the 4 participants in this fatal 4-way matchup for the contendership for the world title.
And you know, Ledger Shade, his eyes is always on the goal. You know, Ledger Shade is ready and determined to win this fatal 4-way for the #1 contenders. Is that correct?
Well, that's what he's gonna. He might send a side son and potentially reclaim his kingdom, per se.
Reclaim his kingdom. Ha! Remember what the Fox said. It's the land of opportunity, Ross.
Well, Ledger Shade's name is on the list. But let's take a listen to Ledger Shade, the Painmaker, and the Black Box.
What did the Fox say?
Well, Painmaker's right. It seems that the Black Fox Jacob Young survived after all. And it's the simple fact of this, Painmaker. He smartened up. He knew the getting was getting good. He knew the inevitable was coming. And because of that very reason, you're here today. So, it seems like you may be capable of becoming the general manager around here. And to be fair, and to treat everybody with honor and respect. That's what we expect out of you, Black Fox. I've always respected Ledger Shade. I've always respected the Painmaker, Josh Allen. I won't have any discord here with anybody. So, are you saying that you want to be one of the participants in this fatal 4-way that I'm hosting tonight? I couldn't think of a better participant than myself, the Anarchy King, the longest reigning world champion in this company's history. And now, the simple fact is this, Painmaker. Now that we're done with our side quests, I can finally regain and refocus my sights on what gives me power around here. That's right. And that is the TBW World Heavyweight Championship.
You see, Fox, let me shake your hand real quick. You know, you did the right thing, Fox. You warned that idiot week in and week out. But would he listen to the Fox? No. So he had to pay the price for it. You got out while the getting was good. And now look at you, on your own 2 feet, the interim general manager, the head honcho, the man that calls the shots. So if you want to have a #1 contender for the shit factor, then look no further. How can you not have a #1 contender without my Anarchy King? How can you not? You want to get some ratings up in this place? You don't want to end up like the former guy, do you? So here's my word to you, Fox. If you want a contender for Jay Kolsch, then look no further.
Well, Ross, you know what that means. It's time to SAFO. And hopefully the ones in the ring will realize not to mess with this man coming out, Jay Wild, because his slogan is SAFO.
SAFO, here comes Jay Wild. Cut the damn music out. Not a happy camper is Captain Spaulding.
All I hear is a bunch of yapping sons of bitches out here about a world title shot, about a fatal 4-way, about new opportunities. Well, by God, opportunities have done passed me by. Season finale 8, I never even gut that title match because that little son of a bitch son come out and decided to take matters into his own hands. And speaking of you, GM, I don't know if you've been noticing, but this is season 10. This is a new era of Jay Wild. I don't take no shit from no one. Not you, not you, not you, and especially not you.
Listen up, fool! Or whatever it is, feed 5 4. I don't give a damn. Because listen up, you had your rematch. I simply haven't. And the only reason I'm not world champion the past months is because I've been busy, okay? And now that I'm done and wrapped up these side quests, like I said, the real world champion is gonna be right here. And it's gonna be like old times, Jay Wild. May I remind you, you ducked and dodged me for months. After Bad Moon Rising, I played your own game. Even better, Painmaker. That's word on the internet. When I went toe-to-toe with you in Prophet's Purgatory, and I survived, and I lived to tell the tale. And then what happened? Season finale 8, the rematch of all rematches. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited. You didn't show up. And you ducked and dodged me. And now, finally, the two of us are in the center of this ring, and we can decide who the real #1 contender is around here.
Make it happen. Make it happen. I want that rematch. I want that title.
I said a 4-way, and there's gonna be 4 men. 4. Also, 1.
Speaking of the demonic son, Ross, here comes Chaotic. Chaotic is one, as I said earlier, interrupted the Robbie Andrews and Jay Wild's match last week on Rampage. And look who it is here to explain his doings.
Jacob, y'all finished for the opportunity. I'm the one with you give a guy somebody that hijacked the main event and attacked Jay Wild. Oh, look out! You coming? You coming? What the hell you got to say to me? You ain't gonna do nothing anymore. You cost me too much shit. Hey,
Haymaker,
Calm down.
I costed you? Really?
You cost me everything in season finale 8.
Really? 2 years! You costed me everything! You costed me my whole entire life! You costed me my whole entire career! You think I wouldn't sit there and be a little bitch for you?
You was always my little bitch.
See, Jordan, now that I've changed, now that I'm no longer in your stupid little freaking shadow, I'm different. And I promise you, you are never going to hold that world title.
We're witnessing Family Feud.
Somebody call Steve Harvey.
All right. Look. I should have you fined for drinking on the job, but I won't.
Yeah, you heathen.
You have been improving, getting better, getting stronger. You are chaotic. So 3 of 4, not bad.
I'm not impressed with this Paymaker because all I see is 2 victims of the Anarchy era. So what are you two gonna do about the Anarchy King? Because neither of you have what it takes to defeat me in this ring. So who's the 4th guy?
Who's the 4th? Well, as you shall receive, who's the 4th man? It's the trendsetter, Cross. It's Alan Michaels.
Alan Michaels, the trendsetter, making his way down to the ring. We see Alan Michaels go face to face with Jay Kolsch, telling him that he has it in him to be the #1 contender for the world title. And looks like we're about to hear what Alan Michaels has on his mind. As you can see, he's looking at some of the greatest in the backyard right now. But let's listen in.
And there's no disrespect.
Cheetos, right? Cheetos.
You can make fun of me all you want to. Because last week, I called my shot with Jay Kolsch. And I said I'm going to earn my opportunity. When I first signed back at season finale, what did I say? I want bigger and better things.
We definitely got bigger.
Yeah, and I'm better. obviously. Because the match here tonight, a fatal 4-way against one of the best TBW has to offer.
Ooh, kiss ass.
One of the best workers and one of the baldest people I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean.
Because you may want this because you think you deserve to be champion, or you may want this because you have daddy issues, and you may want this. I'm not even sure why you want it. I'm not even sure, but I need this. Okay? I've been stuck in the mid card, and tonight is the night that Alan Michaels submits himself in the main event scene.
You know what, Mr. Elijah? It's time to unload.
Tee off on him, Paymaker. You have my permission.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Alan Michaels. Mr. Trendy. Mr. Trendy, the host of the Staying Trendy Talk Show, huh? You've had a few. You've had a few. You've had a few shows here and there. You left, you come back, you're back again. You know what? I'll give you some credit. A little bit of credit. You've got the charisma, you've got the heart, you've got the determination, but you lack two things: the stamina and the speed. You came out here last week on Rampage doing this, saying you want it, and they ignored you. Don't you get it? I mean, let's be honest here, Michaels.
Like you said, Paymaker, he doesn't have the speed nor stamina, but he does have power and potential. But could he do what your Anarchy King done? Carry the gold for over 956 miles.
I don't think you can.
Because from what I've heard, Paymaker, is Alan Michaels can't win the big one. Well, I say Alan Michaels hasn't won anything at all, because I can't recall or recollect you winning any gold nor silver in Tennessee backyard wrestling, which means one thing, Paymaker: someone is lying.
Lying. Well, let's see. The former Demon Seed. Shut up, I ain't got to you yet. Save me for last. You know what? I'm going to congratulate you too on something. You're out of his damn shadow. You're no longer in the coattails of him, so congrats. You know what? You and my Anarchy King got a little bit of similar styles. You take the risk, but my Anarchy King takes the risk better. You like to go high risk, my Anarchy King does it even better. So you know what? I'll applaud you. Daddy isn't no longer holding the arm anymore. So now you think you can get the big one. Let me remind you.
Tell him about Vendetta, Paymaker.
Let me remind you. Yeah, Vendetta. You had a chance. A chance.
And this bald bastard took it from me.
Whoa. Hey,
You
easy.
had a lapse
Easy.
in the brain. You fumbled the bag. You had a golden opportunity to grab the brass ring and end the Anarchy here on the spot, but you became distracted. But now that you are alone, like my special confidant said, you actually have a chance, because the only way to the top is on your own. And I know you've been through hell, and my advice to you is to keep going, because if you stop, you'll be there forever. Which leads me to this. For anyone who says Chaotic is better than the Anarchy King Ledger Shade, know this: someone is lying.
Lying.
See, that's the only reason why you can win the World Heavyweight title is because of him.
You shut up. You've never held the world title.
You stole
the world title from me.
He stole it from me!
Hey!
I'm getting empty.
Will you put that shit away?
I've almost drunk the whole bottle. Like, speed this up.
Here. I almost forgot about you. Yeah, here we go. You know what? Now it all comes down to you.
Deliver it slow, Paymaker. Make him wait.
Yeah, you're getting old age, ain't you? So let me enlighten you on a couple of things. Spalding, you tried so hard in your career, whether it's your little heavy metal hardcore stint, then what happened? You decided to get a little chalice, a little potion, a little Kool-Aid, and you decide to get your own kingdom, your own family, a cult. You had it ran for a while, then your little family plumbled. And how appropriate. You ain't got the demon seed no more. You ain't got that idiot Clay around. Yet your princess ain't even around anymore. Oh, did I struck a nerve? I'm sorry. Not really.
Come on, hit him in the mouth!
But here's the hardcore truth. Here's the truth. You see, the difference between when you was over the kingdom, you did it with manipulation, greed, fear. You had that. I'll give you that. But when my anarchy king put the confidant by his side, when we ran the kingdom, honor every individual, every knight that they tried to put in front of us, that wanted to try to take on the king, the anarchy king of that era, was put down like a peasant. You two are no exception. You've done it before. We've done it before. We'll do it again.
And Paymaker, I can't stand do something all over again, which leads me to this. J. Wild Fafo, you said last week that you beated my ass. I would like to know when and where, because I don't recollect, which means
somebody
is lying.
Lying!
And Paymaker, I can't stand a liar, a thief, and a glutton. So I say we go ahead and bail out of this ring right now.
Yeah, and one more thing. One more thing, old man. How's that wheel doing? You know what they do? You know what they do to an old horse when they got a bad leg? Bang! Out of their misery. So what makes you think you can do it again, old man? Or you? Or even you? What are you even doing anyway? I didn't give you credit a minute ago. Now you're getting on my bad side.
Garbage beer! Garbage beer! Garbage
I've got
beer.
one thing to say and one thing to say only. This fatal four-way is about to be a three-way.
That's uncalled for. Come on, Fox, do something.
Everybody's watching on. They're watching the abuse. This is inhumane. This right here. Call child services, somebody.
What? Tell them to Fox separate these two buffoons.
It's a land of opportunity.
Yeah, for what? Assault?
What did the fox say?
Well, we know later or not in the main event it's going to be a fatal four number contendership match. Ranger Shea, Chaotic, Alan Michaels, and Jay Wild for the World Heavyweight Title number contendership spot.
And tonight's main event, as you just seen, ladies and gentlemen, become official, the #1 contenders match for the World Championship. It's a fair four-way matchup with Alan Michaels, the Trent Center, Chaotic, J Wild, FAFO, and the Anarchy King Ledger Shade.
That boy slept in the scramble.
Little back. Wait, submit.
He's tapping. Hot damn! The Nature's got it again.
World Champion. Oh my goodness.
This is the darkest damn day in TBW history. Something happens to Big Mac. He had to attack him or something. Damn it.
Flair just said this belt makes you #1 in the backyard.
So I hear that there is a fatal 4-way going on tonight, and the winner faces my champion at Best Destiny. I ain't even concerned. You know what? They could be having the match on a prom date with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny on the moon. It don't matter to me, because I'll tell you why. Those 4 competitors, Shade, Trendy, Wild, Chaotic, it doesn't matter who wins. It really don't, because let me tell you something. The reason it don't matter is because my champion put away Gage Flair. My champion beat the best of the best. And after you get Gage Flair out of the picture, there's no one in this entire federation that could beat my man. And I'll tell you another thing about the 4 competitors. Chaotic, I ain't concerned with him. Want to know why? Man can't even show up on time for his matches. I'm going to start calling him Can't Get Right, because he can't get nothing right. Can't get the matches right. Can't get on here on time right. Hell, I don't even know who he's feuding with nowadays. He's all over the place. And Jay Wild, maybe 3-4 seasons ago, you could have been a threat, but not anymore. I know who you're fighting now, and that's Father Time. Because let me tell you, you see that brace on your leg, on your knee, you're old, too old. And you just can't go pound for pound with the champ. And that brings me to Shade. That's why I'm not worried about Shade. Shade, he's a dying star, a white dwarf heading into a black hole. That's not me. That's physics. So I ain't concerned. Maybe if this was the Ledger Shade from seasons ago, I might be a little worried. But I'm not. Want to know why? Because money don't sweat, baby. As far as the last individual on that list, Mr. Trendy. Man, I ain't afraid. We aren't afraid of Trendy. You see the guy wrestle? He moves like a friggin' tortoise giving birth. All right? I ain't afraid of him. Maybe if I was a cheeseburger, I'd be afraid, or a Twinkie or a hot dog, but we're not. So as way as I see it, it doesn't matter who gets the 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter who walks back through that curtain, because that Best Destiny, baby, it's going to be us on top again and again and again. And if you don't like it, or whether you like us or not, you better learn to love it, because it is what it is, and we're the best damn thing. Till then, I got checks to cash, accounts to inflate, and autographs to ignore. I'll see you all on Fame's backside.
I discovered that my castle stands.
And ladies and gentlemen, our next event is Best Destiny. Tennessee Beck represents Best Destiny, only on YouTube. Who shall have their best destiny?
Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field.
Clay! Why the hell did you do that last week?
Why? Because I'm done with you.
My head hurts. Still,
Your head hurts.
I had to go to the hospital.
With a head like that, I figured you'd have a head of steel.
But listen up. You still work for me.
I still work for you. I don't work for you. I don't work for anybody but TBW.
Did you forget the
forget.
contract you signed at Anniversary 8? You signed your life away to Atomic Titan.
I signed a contract. That contract that you're holding, that you're saying that I still belong with you, to you.
Yeah, so you do what I say. Now let's listen up. We got a tag match later tonight. So let's get on the same page.
Okay, that's the way you want it then.
And don't ever think about double-crossing me ever again.
Ooh.
I'll see you out there.
Ooh, very intimidating. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Clay signed his life away to Atomic Titan Industries. And Ross, I can't believe what we seen on the last episode. It was that buffoon right there, Andrew Clay, attacking Atomic Titan. If he knows what's good for him, he will not attack the hand that feeds him.
Like Clay wasn't provoked?
Provoked?
You not see Clay get shoved?
Oh, you
like
with your
an animal?
you with your propaganda.
Propaganda my ass. The man got shoved several, like 2 or 3 times, and he couldn't take it anymore.
Because he wasn't listening. He wasn't listening. Hey, bad dog. Bad dog.
Yeah. Here it comes. Let's see if Titan can get off the rush.
Step aside. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest backyard wrestler of all time, Atomic Titan. And I'm so sorry that you'll have to see that footage right there on the left. Don't look at it. Don't look at it because it's unjustable to Atomic Titan. Don't even remember it. If it's in your brains, you humanoids, erase it.
It's a part of history. It's on the show. It happened last dang week. But here's my question. Can these two still even coexist?
You know they can, as long as that big bulldog listens to Atomic Titan.
It's like a bull teaming with a mouse. It just don't work.
How about you quit with your disrespect? Give respect to the man that has put TBW on the map, Ross. Let me tell you something. There is a lot of history between these two. They faced each other on the very first Rampage ever, as well, let's just say TBW episode. And let's not forget, if it wasn't for Atomic Titan, no one, even including that ref, would be inside that square circle.
Well, you're half right. Those two Titan did face on the very first TBW broadcast. And speaking of a tag, here comes the returning Intercontinental Champion, Manny Cobra.
Did he finally make it over on his boat?
What do you mean?
He was late. He wasn't even at season finale.
Well, he was supposed to be in a Puerto Rican street fight defending that title. And but speaking of his tag team partner, another champion. Here comes another champion, the TW TriStar World Champion, Robbie Andrews.
Hey, let me tell you something, Ross. Robbie Andrews better have all his earnings, and he better walk away as a winner here because he's got somebody as his tag team partner that's untrustworthy.
I was about to say, can you really trust us? Can you really trust us, Pete? We're going to see if Andrews and Cobra, these champions, can coexist in this tag team match of the opening broadcast.
And on the last episode, we seen Robbie Andrews reign victorious whenever he was facing off Jay Wild because of that demonic seed chaotic. But tonight could be a different story. It's a tag team match up. You have to tag your partner in order to be the legal man in the ring.
That's right, but this week it's not no Anarchy Kingdom. This week it's a whole different tag team.
That's right.
An unexperienced tag team in the form of Andrews and Cobra. Well, here's my question. Can either of these teams coexist?
And here's my question, Ross. Who set this mess up? The Black Fox? The one who has to read off notes? The one who doesn't even know what's going on?
He's the interim general manager. Damn it, of course he booked the man.
Interim? He's not no general manager. He's playing pretend.
Bow down right now!
And in the other corner, first, the TBW Intercontinental Champion of the World, Manny. And his tag team partner, the TriStar Champion, Robbie.
Yeah!
And the match is fixing to be underway, Ross. And let's not forget, in order for Titan to win, the big bulldog needs to listen. He needs to be smart. He needs to be creative. That's the only way Atomic Titan's going to win this matchup. But let me just say this. Atomic Titan could be facing those two alone and still win.
Oh, good. Yeah. Hype. Yeah. And this referee patting down Titan and Outpost, patting down. It looks like Titan and Cobra is going to start this tag team match here off here, Cross.
You got the Intercontinental Champion taking on the greatest of all time, Atomic Titan.
Yeah. The
best.
The former general manager.
The best.
Yeah. Well, I believe that when I see we does an honorable thing, calling him on Titan by Cobra and Titan and referee right on the action.
Come on, ref. Get him out of the corner.
He's doing his job.
Come on. That right there is
clean break.
That right there is what I call unjust. You don't back Titan up in the corner like that, Ross.
He just backed him with a simple back and get in the corner. What are you going to outlaw it?
It should be outlawed. It definitely, if it involves Atomic Titan, yes, it should be outlawed.
Lord.
All right, here we go again. Once more, circling the square circle. A collar and elbow lock tie up. Here they go.
Collar tie up yet again now. Atomic Titan with a headlock getting arrested on the Cobra. Manny Cobra. Ring rust definitely is going to be a factor if you are Manny Cobra, who has not been seen in quite some time.
Beautifully executed. Oh, the most beautiful one I've ever seen. Here he goes.
Yeah,
coming back.
Yeah, well, that was beautiful. That was picture perfect. Good big shoulder tackle.
Are you kidding?
I ain't kidding. Hey, look at that time.
Ref.
Coward. Look, come on, Ref. I gotta agree. Come on, Ref.
You may do things like that in Puerto Rico, but you don't do them here, buddy.
I gotta warn you again. Leave the man's country out of this. What's he ever done to you?
A lot. Putting his hands on Titan.
Oh, that's number one, ain't it, huh? And the referee saying, let him go at it again. We got Andrews and Clay in both respective corners.
And Roz, let me tell you something. Andrew Clay better not pull any of that fishy business like he did on the last episode, or I'll have a conniption fit.
Well, that'll be the day. You having a fit? I'm not recording. But tag. In comes the TriStar champion, Robbie Andrews.
You gotta know when to hold him and know when to put him, Roz. Looks like Robbie Andrews is gonna Irish whip Titan. Be careful with him, Robbie.
And a clothesline. Down goes Titan. Second clothesline. And gonna go with no shoulder tackle. Titan is down.
Robbie Andrews just looks like he came back from the mint, but lost all his earnings, just like he's going to do in this matchup. Lose all his earnings.
That's remained to be seen.
Remain to be seen? Hell, I'm a fortune teller.
What's your crystal ball?
Your big old head.
Funny. We got jokes. And here comes a suplex. Suplex by the high roller. Get a 3.
One, two. Get a 3.
Yeah, I said get a 3.
What a joke.
I tell you the joke. This whole Titan Inc. It's went downhill since Titan lost his precious little GM spot. Titan ain't been the same since.
No, it's went downhill whenever you had buffoons not being smart, like the Black Fox tucking his tail between his legs, and then you had KJ Holloway in the courtroom.
Yeah. Now you're calling KJ. I knew it. He saved the line, folks. Finally.
Yes. KJ Holloway, the Black Fox, and Andrew Clay are all the 3 buffoons.
Well, then why in the hell does Titan keep Clay around? You want to answer that, broadcast journalist?
Because there's a contract for life.
Contract my ass. That contract is the equivalent to ass wiping paper in my book. It's like toilet paper.
Such disrespect coming out of your mouth.
You don't have it just to come out of your lips. DDT!
That's right. Look at that DDT, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Give me a replay of that DDT.
I don't want to see a replay. Production truck, don't give me that.
You know, Manny Cobra is experiencing some pain with that forehead going straight to the mat.
Yeah, like I said, they're not coexisting.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Titan said Clay said he should have got a 3. He's right. See, right there, it's costing. It's going to cost him.
Is everybody from Texas dumb?
See, I told you, it costed him.
I can't believe what I'm looking at.
He played too much time He took too long.
Titan took too long because of that dumb bulldog over in the corner. And look at Titan now, Rawls. Back to the offense. Ooh.
Well, if Cobra's head wasn't hurt before, he surely is now.
The snake just got posted.
Oh, please.
Come on, Titan.
They better come on, get back in the leave the ref alone. What's he done to you?
Titan getting Manny Cobra back up to his feet. Wait a minute!
It looks like the snake, the Cobra throwing the worm back in.
Yeah. What a joke.
Kick in the midsection.
Come on, Titan.
What in the heck is
Come on,
this?
Titan. Give him what he deserves.
A swinging neck breaker.
What a
Good
beautifully executed swinging neck breaker.
Why is anybody
Give me a replay!
Okay, well, here comes your precious damn replay.
What
a horrible swinging neck breaker.
What a beautiful executed swinging neck breaker by Atomic Titan. The best
Katie
ever.
tag.
Wait a minute, hot tag!
There's a big stop beforehand.
The one time you'll hear me cheering for Clay, and what a shoulder tackle. It was like a Greyhound bus hitting a pedestrian.
Well, Clay, the power of technique, the muscle, the muscle.
Yeah, there's no brain left up there
Well,
after what he did on the last episode.
You're never going to forgive that guy, are you?
No, I'm never going to forget it or forgive him.
Lord, I'm going to hear it for a week.
Now you're going to hear it for years to come.
I hope. Oh, God.
Look at this. They need to work together here, Ross. They've got Robbie Andrews.
Come on, referee!
The cheapskate in the corner.
Can't that ref see that?
Beat him up. Come on. Come on, Clay. Do something.
And he's doing something. There's a chop. You like that?
Woo!
Come on, there's two chops. What the heck?
That's playing smart. I will give that to Clay. Maybe he does have a little brain left up there.
Oh, please. Blinding the referee. Oh, there's a big back elbow. Putting his hand in the face of the ref.
That's like a big ham hock hitting you in the face.
Oh, no, look out. Woo! Elbow drop. Clay.
Straight from the big land of Texas,
And
straight to the chest.
Here comes the weasel.
The Prince.
Yes, the Prince.
Straight to the forehead of Robbie Andrews.
Please.
Atomic Titan needs to stay on Robbie Andrews' rolls.
Open hand.
Prince, good God. If he's a Prince, what's that make Clay the frog?
And you, the bullfrog.
Oh, fuck.
Look, boy! Wait a minute.
Three.
That was a two.
That should have been a 3, damn it.
No, the ref took too long trying to dive across the ring.
Well, that ref's like Ray Charles. He's blind as a bat.
And look, Ross, once again, a beautifully executed headlock. But wait a minute. No. Robbie Andrews trying to send him off.
He's trying to send him off.
Sends him
Off the rope.
Atomic Titan coming back.
Oh, God.
Yes.
And maybe this time it won't cost him.
The best. I don't care what your humanoids think. The best to ever do it, the best to ever live, and the best to ever grace a ring is fixing to fly off the top. Yeah!
Oh, double knees right to the midsection.
You better believe it.
Using the knees to the advantage.
One, two. You know what I wish he also had with him? Once he came down with double knees, I wish he had some brass nuts as well, and hit him in the forehead.
What the heck is wrong with you?
Nothing. I'm just speaking what's right.
Yeah, cheating?
It's not cheating when Atomic Titan does it, Rawls. It's playing smart.
Playing smart, my ass. Ain't nothing smart about Atomic Titan. Nothing. Not a damn thing.
You need to go wash your mouth out with soap right now, big boy.
You know, washer that was so. The filth come out of yours. That lion. Playing smart. Ain't nothing smart about Atomic Titan or any of his band of idiots. No back body drop, courtesy of the high roller.
Band of idiots. You want to go there?
Well, he's only got one left.
Okay, the ones you cheer for are a band of idiots and morons at that.
Name them. Give me the names.
Oh, you know your good old friend Joshua Allen.
Well, he's decent. He ain't done nothing to me.
Decent. But look,
And
Robert.
there come
The snake trying to take down the water buffalo.
That ain't gonna happen. What is he, nuts? Goes down.
The snake is down and down for the count. If the big man would just pin him. Come on, please show the world that's watching that you have some brains left up in that. Ooh, I can't.
What is he, an Igor? For God's sake!
No, he's Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I was going to say, well, I could have said Frankenstein. Look at this. Oh, there's a big boot.
A big boot to the face of the snake. Now all he needs to do is cut it off. Cut the head off.
What is he doing?
Come on, Titan. Titan, play smart. Robbie Andrews on the outside of the ring, waiting for a tag in. Andrew Clay standing there like a damn buffoon.
Well, he's taking there's an forearm and elbow combination. He's taking too long.
Give it to him.
And there's an elbow.
Make it bleed. Give it to him.
What is he trying to do here, Cross?
He's working down his opponent, Ross. Have you not called commentary before?
He's taking too long, you goofball. That's what he's doing.
Taking too long. It takes him 30 minutes to just do one turn.
Here comes a double team maneuver. Come on, ref.
Give it to him, Titan.
Do your job, referee.
Titan working on Cobra. Look at this.
Wow!
Texas goes down and gives a low blow to the snake.
This whole match has been one big low blow.
You wouldn't know a low blow. You've never been blown.
What? We just seen a low blow courtesy of that Sasquatch.
Atomic Titan working on Manny Cobra. He needs to stay on the snake. He needs to stay on the snake because if you take your eyes off the snake, you're going to get bit.
Well, I hope he does. Speaking of getting bit, Spine Buster.
Spine of the Pines.
3, 1, 2. What?
Finally, Andrew Clay is giving me the benefit of the doubt, the believing that he does have some brains left up there.
You gotta be sick. Are you running a fever?
Titan needs to get the tag. Ross.
Well, he better do something to do it quick.
Get the tag.
Is he gonna make it?
What?
Well, you don't want to take your.
Somebody throw him out. Somebody eliminate him. That right there is treacherous traitor.
I knew it. Oh, the NTK. They couldn't coexist. Give me a 3.
Give you a 3.
Yeah.
How about I give you 2?
How about you shut up? And it looks like Clay is caused Titan yet again. Titan has been duped.
And there seems to be no life left in the snake after giving all his energy into that MTKO.
Here it goes. Yeah, give me a replay. You know, he saw one. I loved every damn bit of it.
Ignore that replay, folks. Don't pretend it happened.
It appeared on the screen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like there's some life left. Wait a minute, no!
The snake is up, and he's pissed.
You don't corner a snake.
And you don't tug on Superman's cape either. And here comes the high roller yet again.
Woo! He's throwing some chops in there. And now Robbie Andrews.
Oh, no.
They're setting him up. No, I can't watch.
Oh, I can. Do it.
I'm not going to watch.
Look out, here it goes. Right in the uprights.
They should be eliminated. They should be thrown out for that.
For what?
For mistreating Atomic Titan like
that. No way. It looks like Andrew is going to the middle rope.
Andrew Clay back.
Lift off.
With a clothesline by Robbie Andrews.
Andrew's middle rope clothesline connects.
As I was trying to say, Andrew Clay needs to get the ball rolling and do what's right and treat his partner with respect.
After getting shoved last week by that week, you think he's gonna let it slide?
And there's the jackpot delivered by Robbie Andrews. Look at this clothesline by the high roller.
Yeah, give me a replay. Here's another one.
Robbie Andrews definitely high rolling at the current moment with the pin coverage.
One, 2, 3. Oh, damn.
The ring psychology and the observance of Atomic Titan and you damn bulldog, keep your foot off the rope.
Ring psychology. Oh, please. What is he, a professor?
In the ring, you might as well say he is a Mac professor.
Oh, God.
Robbie Andrews got Atomic Titan once more, sending him off, coming back.
That's the clothesline. Oh, the running knee.
What a beautiful executed knee by the best Atomic Titan. Come on, pin. 1, 2, 3. Three.
2.5.
3.
That was a 2.5.
In your dreams.
There wasn't a 3. I didn't hear no bell sound. Did you?
In your dreams.
Yeah.
He just got cheated. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. He ducks under this clothesline. He comes back with a beautiful executed knee. A knee which led through a 3 count, not a 2.
Got cheated in my ass. It was a 2.9. 2.5.
Add one more. That equals 3.
I didn't hear a bell sound.
Yes.
Oh, please.
That right there.
That's heinous.
Heinous?
Yeah, it's downright
Disgusting.
heinous. Yeah. Keep the referee looking. 3. Ah, damn it.
That was a 2. Only a 2. Only a 2, and a deserving 2 at that.
Well, I can see whose side you're on. This dang predicament.
You already know it. I'm on the best side. Coming back.
Yeah, the cheating side. Oh, double clothesline.
Double clothesline. And you want to say I'm on the cheating side? No, Ross. I'm on the side that will prevail. I'm on the side that stands up for justice. I'm on the side that will always reign supreme in history to come.
Yeah. Reign supreme my ass. Right, reign supreme and losing if you ask me.
And the only thing you ever think of is a supreme pizza.
Well, I do like a good pizza every once in a while. Get off of that, will you? Hot tag it is. Clay's in. Oh, the lariat. That's it. That's it.
Now, if he was smart, he would get a pin. Come on. Get the pin.
Wait a minute, he's going to tag Titan? What the hell?
Payback's a bitch.
Look out! Hey! Pull it out, Clay!
1, 2, 3.
Damn it! What? Well, I should have known that. Please, we know good little snake.
You don't mess with Atomic Titan. And I hate to say it, but Andrew Clay, you've been a bad boy.
Please, good God. And the last, ladies and gentlemen, you're winning this opening tag team contest. Manny Cobra and Robert. Look at these 2
And you just seen it, ladies and gentlemen. The Cobra and the High Roller takes the victory in this tag team matchup. And let me tell you,
thanks to Titan, for God's sake.
Yeah, thanks to Titan. It wasn't Titan who got pinned. It was that big dumb from Texas Bulldog.
And Clay trying to... Wait, no, oh, what the hell? Oh, come on.
Give him the beating down.
Abuse earlier.
This isn't abuse. This right here is teaching a lesson.
Oh, God. And it looks like Titan is setting up for
That right there is what happens when you don't listen to the father.
The what?
He is his father. He owns him.
The what? The father of what? The father of what in the hell?
Father of TBW. The founding father. When they make Mount Rushmore of TBW the only face, they'll take up all the spaces from Atomic Titan.
And Clay laying in a heap, courtesy of the running knee. His contract was bullshit. It's bullshit.
Well, it was Andrew Clay who was dumb enough to sign the contract in his own blood. He owns Titan for life.
I'll tell you what he owes. Clay owns Titan and Smith. That happened.
And ladies and gentlemen, right there is the true winner of this matchup. The greatest to ever do it, the greatest to ever live, the greatest to ever walk this earth.
Oh, for God's sake. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out our secondary channel, TBW Squared Circle, for full matches, full moments on TBW Squared Circle.
Here they go. He's
three-time
Three-time
world heavyweight champion, Gage Flair. That was these guys who come down the broadcast booth. He's a three-time world champion, and he's also Intercontinental champion. Oh my God! He is definitely now dripped with gold.
Gage Flair, he's a double champ, Rob.
Woo! Woo!
We just beat the team known as Titan Incorporated. I don't know what's going on with that team. I really don't. But what I do know is that
drink tonight?
the champions. We came out on top, and I'm always down for a drink. How about we go to the casino, gamble a little bit of money, and have a drink?
Hey,
yeah.
he said it best. Party all night long. Bright lights and pretty ladies. Woo! Woo!
Man, hate to see you leave, man. You're the strongest one in the roster, but you know we have upside downs, but you still family, my guy.
You're right, man. You're right. Hey, and you are the Intercontinental champion. Don't forget that. It's up here, man. You've got the ability to be the best Intercontinental champion of all time. You can even beat me. I was once Intercontinental champion, and I was once TriStar champion.
Man, you were. You know, I had to take it from you, but we've had our bouts, and I think they're up there in your legendary career. I definitely say so. And you know, speaking of our bouts, it was for the Intercontinental, and I think it's on a good man now. We're gonna keep carrying this legacy, and we're gonna make these belts to where they're more prestigious than the World Heavyweight Championship, because that's what it's about.
That's right. And don't forget, Robbie Andrews, you got to know when to hold them, and know when to fold them, and know when to walk away. Keep playing smart. Woo!
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 Maybe sometime we'll meet you out of town, and I'll show you how to hold them and never have to walk away.
Hey, y'all be safe.
I whisper in your ear the words you want to hear. You feel the wind and it reminds you. It happens every time you stop and close your eyes. You can't deny what lives inside you. Well, I know it's hard to see, but what is meant to be when yesterday is so far behind you? Deep inside your soul.
And ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is the Gage Flair farewell speech. Gage Flair speaks after his loss at season number 9 against Jay Kolsch for the world title. And ladies and gentlemen, we're looking down the ringside here for the final farewell. I'll say it one more time, the last time, the limousine ride. Jack flying, get stealing, wheeling, son of a gun. The name Triple A Gage Flair. And I've said this once, I'm honored to say it one last time. Nobody has style, nobody has profile like Gage Flair. Look, Ross, it's the old world championship. Talk about class. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to say this man right here has been a hell of a trailblazer. A former 4-time World Heavyweight Champion, a former 2-time Intercontinental Champion, a former TriStar Champion, and what a career since 2002 that this man has had in the world of wrestling. And now let's listen in to Gage Flair.
As you all seen at season finale, I lost the loser leaves town match. Hey, you shouldn't be sad and you shouldn't be mad, because I'm not mad and I'm not sad, because you should be rejoicing with me for the fact that I've had one of the greatest backyard wrestling careers of all time. Woo! I have traveled all over. I have met many friends along the way. It's been such a great journey. A great journey. One that I would never want to replicate. As my tribute video says, leave the memories alone. And that's exactly what I want to do. Leave the memories alone. Jay Kolsch, he pulled out all the stops. He pulled out all the stops in that match at season finale. He was one step ahead. And being a man, it's hard to admit that. It's hard to admit. But I know that the world title belt is in good hands. Hey, I know it's in good hands for the fact that I showed Jay Kolsch everything that he knows. The belt's in good hands. But it's time for me to head out of town. It's no easy pill to swallow. It's not. But always remember, my legacy will always be inside this square circle. This right here. Woo! Woo! Will always be my home away from home. And just always remember that diamonds are forever. And so is Gage Flair. Woo! Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, I can speak for myself and Cross and all the fans. This is the final goodbye, the final page in the book for Gage Flair. And ladies and gentlemen, what a career he has had. I've said it once and I'll say it the last time. I lost it earlier, but nobody has style, class, profile, determination, and integrity like a Gage Flair. And nobody would like him, folks. This is the last we will see of Gage Flair. Diamonds are forever, and so is Gage Flair. Thank you, Flair. God bless you.
Hey, Flair. I guess this is goodbye.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you for the memories.
The type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town. And when I find myself falling for some girl, yeah, I hop right into that car of mine. I drive around the world. Yeah, I'm a wanderer. Yeah, a wanderer. I roam around, 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 around. Letting go, my letting go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm the type of guy that likes to roam around. I'm never in one place. I roam from town to town. And when I find myself falling for some girl, I hop right into that car of mine. Drive around the world 'cause I'm a wanderer. Yeah, a wanderer. I roam around, 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 around.
And as always, head over to RumbleShop.com with all you Tennessee Bad Wrestling merchandise for Tennessee Bad Wrestling.
Around, 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 around.
And up next, folks, is the main event, the Fatal 4-Way match. Then we'll continue on the line. The winner faces Jay Kolsch and Best Destiny. Alan Michaels versus Chaotic versus Jay Wild versus Legend Shade. Who will meet Jay Kolsch at Best Destiny?
And Rawls, we're back down at ringside. And you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen, all you humanoids? It's Look who it is! It's the trendsetter! The one who's making X go off the wall! Trending!
And it's the Fatal 4-Way. The winner gets a #1 contendership spot to face the It Factor at Best Destiny.
You just said it, Rawls. It is the matchup that we've been waiting for. The Fatal 4-Way, the #1 contendership. Whoever wins gets an opportunity, as you just mentioned, at Best Destiny against the world champion Jay Kolsch. Can you imagine, Ross, what's going through each and every one of these men's heads at this moment, knowing that this is an opportunity for them to capture gold at Best Destiny, a event where they can proclaim their own destiny. And look who it is. It's Chaotic. Chaotic is the one who put himself in this matchup after attacking his father at one time, but now it's such a family feud going on. Chaotic's going to do whatever he can to put down Jay Wild.
That's right. We've seen Alan Michaels make his way. Now we got Chaotic here. That's two of the four in this Fatal 4-Way match. Keep in mind, two of the men are former world champions, that being Jay Wild and Legend Shade.
That is absolutely correct. For once, you said something right.
Well, thank you. That's the best thing I ever heard you say to me all night in this broadcast. And here comes contender number 3.
Contender number 3, FAFO. We know he has some redemption to do against Chaotic. If Jay Wild was smart in this matchup, Ross, he would take out Chaotic first because Chaotic's main focus is to take out Jay Wild. So Jay Wild needs to take out Chaotic.
Well, you can guarantee that Jay Wild and Chaotic are definitely going to be gunning for each other after there was going to be the attack. So I can guarantee Chaotic and Jay Wild are not going to be at 100% due to said attack. But keep in mind, there's 4 of these men in this matchup. There's 4. It ain't a one-on-one. It ain't a 3-way dance. It's a Fatal 4-Way.
That's correct. A Fatal 4-Way, which means, Rose, anything can go. Anything can go. It's the one man who is standing at the end of this Fatal 4-Way #1 contendership match. who will go on to face Jay Kolsch at Best Destiny. And who will it be? Will it be FAFO? Or will it be the one who sets all the trends? Or will it be Chaotic, the demonic son, the one who is out for vengeance? Or will it be this man that's supposed to be coming down that aisle, the Anarchy King, once the TBW World Champion and could possibly be again at Best Destiny? What's a shame?
That's right. Let's not crown
back
out
to the top,
the
baby.
Anarchy King, the longest reigning world champion in TBW history. You can guarantee that Ledger Shane and the special confidant, the Painmaker, are itching, chomping at the bit to reclaim the kingdom yet again. We've seen the reunion at Redemption of these two, but now can we see these two go on and get through these three men and get the Best Destiny and recapture said kingdom?
The odds could possibly be in Ledger Shade's favor. The odds could possibly be. And let's not forget, there is two former world champions, which is FAFO Jay Wild and Ledger Shade, and two other men who has yet to climb that mountain to win the gold, and that is Chaotic and the trendsetter Alan Michaels. Can one of those two men beat the former world champions in this fatal four-way matchup?
That's right there. You said the best right there. Two of these men are former world champions. The other two, as you said, being Chaotic and Michaels, have not yet tasted the gold.
And once that referee sounds the bell, Rawls, you know these men are going to go at it, because what an opportunity on the line! What an opportunity!
Well, Jacob Young did say this is the land of opportunity. He did say that, Cross. And what an opportunity is for all four of these gentlemen.
What is he smelling? What is he smelling?
He could be smelling victory.
Ah, hardy har. And you got Chaotic and now Ledger Shade and the Painmaker.
Uh-oh.
It is Ledger Shade who has somebody in his corner here, Rawls, which is the Painmaker. Will there be any kind of fishy business to go on? Only time will tell once the bell sounds.
And Painmaker making the introductions for Ledger Shade, cutting off the ring announcer.
King of the mountain.
Oh, what a class act.
To you,
What do you mean? What? You're going to hate on everybody in this match? Are you?
There's no Atomic Titan.
Oh, for God. How do you mention that?
Atomic Titan should be replacing one of these men's spots in this main event matchup.
Oh,
if the Black Fox was smart, this is the match. Here we go!
Oh, good God!
What a clothesline!
Revenge for the night!
What a clothesline delivered by Chaotic and outwit Jay Wild, and the match has started, and Chaotic is on Jay Wild like a house on fire.
Well, it looks like now we're down to Ledger Shade and Alan Michaels. Carnival tie-up.
Alan Michaels, the bigger man in this, with the brute strength, backing up the Anarchy King into the corner. Look at Alan Michaels taunting his strength.
Flexing the guns is Alan Michaels.
Speed versus strength. Oh, go for a collar and elbow.
Speaking of speed, here it is.
Ledger Shade wraps around. He's got the big man by the waist, but look at this chain grapple wrestling. He's got the arm wrenched up behind the back of Ledger Shade.
It's like hugging a semi, for God's sake.
Ledger Shade's got to get out of this. He wraps the other arm back behind Alan Michaels. Alan Michaels is going to think of something real quick here, Ross, because he's got to do something. He's got to do something, because now Ledger Shade's got the headlock wrenched in, but look at the big man.
They're back into the ropes. Ledger Shade, the ring awareness, the psychology, the veteran.
That's absolutely correct. The ring psychology of Ledger Shade, the ring awareness, and down goes Alan Michaels with a takedown by Ledger Shade. Ledger Shade is still in full control here. Roll up.
We got a pinfall.
Oh, Ledger Shade. Ledger Shade is going to have to stay on his feet. He's going to have to stay on his feet. He could once more reign supreme if he wins this matchup here, Rawls, and go to Best Destiny. But look at this drop kick, taking the big man down. He's got to keep the big man down, Rawls. He's got to keep him down.
You got to keep wait! He caught him! Have you ever saw that?
He caught him! The brute strength of the big man.
Oh, back first, spine first from the ring post.
Ledger Shade may need some back surgery.
Have you ever seen anybody counter the suicide bullet like that?
And now Alan Michaels throwing Ledger Shade back into the action. But look at Jay Wild. Jay Wild's on his feet on the outside. Ledger Shade.
Oh, Shade goes down. And he goes down again, courtesy of Alan Michaels.
It's that brute strength of the big man.
Well, that's what he's got to rely on, that brute-like strength, the power of the trendsetter. Oh, it took too long.
Nobody home.
Woo!
Too long. Woo! Chopping away at the chest of the big man. There goes Ledger Shade, throwing those right haymakers onto the forehead. And Ledger Shade going to the other post, coming back with full speed with a splash of home.
The roll through, the seconds there.
And Chaotic is still down and out. And look at that beautiful bulldog executed by the former world champion Ledger Shade. And you still got Chaotic and Jay Wild on the other corner. And now Jay Wild throwing out Chaotic. And look at these two, no strangers to one another. Jay Wild and Ledger Shade.
And here we go again with the Shade and FAFO.
No, I can't do nothing, John.
And it looks like Wild is running into the corner, comes back, clothesline.
What a clothesline delivered by
Oh,
Jay
no.
Wild. Jay
Oh,
Wild
no.
set him
He's
up.
gonna look out. Oh, the hip attack.
Straight to the face of Ledger Shade. You know that's gonna hurt Ross.
Well,
It probably smells like ass.
no, he just ran his ass into his face.
1, 2. Whoa, whose side is this referee on? You see that? That was almost a 3.
Listen, it's a rookie referee, I'll tell you that much.
He's no Chase Carter. I hope you can hear me, Dumpy.
And it looks like Jay Wild is picking up the Shade. Block the punch. Ooh, Shade, it was punch. Block it again. A second punch. Oh, no, hip toss. Whoa, he tried to go for a hip toss. Finally got the hip toss.
Throwing him out. He's got all 3 minutes in him.
Suicide.
It's like a bowling ball going down the aisle, hitting the pins.
And Ledger Shade made a strike. But look out, count it there.
And Chaotic miraculously back on his feet.
Somehow.
Some way.
And now Chaotic. Discus clothesline into the corner. Bulldog by Chaotic.
Bulldog delivered by Chaotic. Chaotic going for a pin, but look at the arm, ref. The arm was under the rope. Referee, open the eyes, would you?
Referee being a little unexperienced.
And looks like Chaotic is going to continue to stay on Ledger Shade, which would be the best opportunity for him to do. And look at Jay Wild hitting the big man on the outside, trendsetter, with that trash can, that metal can. And you still got these two duking it out.
Is that even legal?
Yes, fatal 4-way.
Well, there's a big knee ball, but there's a Bulldog for you. And it looks like, and the Shade now, oh, here it comes. The stomps being applied by Ledger Shade on the Chaotic.
And Raw's Ledger Shade is continuing on. Chaotic, he's working on the limbs. You do not want Ledger Shade working on your limbs.
Exactly. That's a good way to ground the opponent. And Ledger Shade is doing just that, the Chaotic.
Ledger Shade is going to continue to stay on Chaotic with that beautiful knee to the face. And now you got Jay Wild, 2 former champions, looking at each other once more in the squared circle Raws.
Indeed, here we go again for a secondary time. And I hear Jay Wild stopping a mud hole in Chaotic. And here comes the Shade now punching away at Jay Wild. Look out! Oh, back body drop.
Back body drop. Ledger Shade, the strength of the Shade, throwing FAFO over his shoulder. Look at the Shade continuing to stay on Alan Michaels, the trendsetter. That's what he needs to do. If all 3 men were smart, they would take the man out who has the brutal strength, Ross.
I couldn't have said that better myself. It's a good strategy. Take out any one of these 4. Because we know Ledger Shade is going to do the aerial awareness. So is Chaotic. And we got Jay Wild with the brawling instinct. Sinking a string.
What a drop! What a drop by Alan Michaels. 1, 2.
There's a kick out by Legend Shade.
Only a 2. Only a 2.
Oh, look at Painmaker getting involved. They're choking away.
Whoa! I can't believe what I just seen. Painmaker acting like he's innocent. Oh, what a... Whoa, I can't.
What? Like Jay Walter doing something illegal? Hey, when you see him as a damn trash can.
Jay Wild attacking Alan Michaels. He needs to stay on Alan Michaels. They need to stay on Alan Michaels due to, as I've said already, ladies and gentlemen, you humanoids listening at home, due to the brute strength, the strength of Alan Michaels.
You know, I don't usually agree with you, but for this, I definitely agree. Take out the bull. Take out the strongest one in the match.
And Jay Wild is doing just that.
Uh-oh, Jay Wild going to the, can it be the stage dive? Wait, no. Fight your shame, look at this. Oh, wait, oh no. Is it going to be? Look at this, go. Oh, the frog splash on the Michaels and Shane.
Jay Wild going to the second rope, leaping off with that splash, hitting both men. Both men suffer that splash. 1, 2. Only
count.
2. Only a 2, Ross.
Only a 2 count after that. After both the Shane and the Trendsetter eating a frog splash by Jay Wild, Mr. FAFO.
And Chaotic once more, Ross. Once more going after his former father, the man he trusted for years, the man that he called his own father, the man that taught him what he knows today. He needs to get past the emotional part of his brain in order to take out Jay Wild. And I think that's what he's doing.
And there's a meteor, double knees right to the face of Alan Michaels, courtesy of Chaotic. And speaking of Chaotic, the aerial instincts, here it goes. He's up at the top. A beautiful frog splash.
What a splash. 1, 2, but look at Shane.
Blackout.
Shade, the ring observance of Shade. He's seen exactly what was taking place. In that replay, you see Shade looking over. He knew exactly what he needed to do to break up that pinfall.
That was perfect, folks. I don't care who you are. That was a ring awareness at its best.
And now FAFO going outside once more, getting clothesline over the rope.
You know, he's getting awful lot of good at that. Falling on the outside. And Jay Wild, met with a big punch.
Ledger Shade taking the action to the outside of the ring.
Oh, no. Look at this.
Jay Wild's shoulder getting posted. And now, you humanoids, it will be Jay Wild who will be feeling that pain in that right rotator cuff. Ledger Shade working on FAFO. You got Chaotic working on the Trendsetter in the inside
and it looks like Shade went a little bit old school right there, Cross.
Taking out FAFO. And look at Chaotic. Whoa, he got caught in the
Trendy bomb! The Trendy bomb!
1, 2.
Wait, look at the Shade now. Shade the perch.
Up the top.
Frog flash on Trendy. 1, 2. Oh!
The agility of the Shade leeching off his perch onto the Trendsetter Alan Michaels.
Oh, speaking of Shade, here it comes. Blackout. Wait, no. Oh, what a spine buster.
1, 2.
Oh, and Jay Wild breaks it up.
Jay Wild having enough strength in order to run into the ring to break up that pinfall. Break up the pinfall.
Lights out the stunner.
Lights out the stunner. Look.
The secondary light bar. Whoa. Oh, down goes Michael.
He's passing them out like candy.
Here comes the last one.
Could he suffer?
Trick or treat. Look out, Shade. Wait, no, look at Blake speaking. There's a lights out blackout for you.
Blackout delivered by the Shade. Pinfall.
Throw down. Oh, God, the rope.
Come on, production truck. Give me a replay.
The rope. Look at this. All three were down.
And we thought the Shade was going to be the third recipient of that stunner like lights out.
Now we thought, but the lights went out for the J-Wild. We thought that was going to be a 3, but the Ring Awareness and Painmaker on the outside definitely pissed.
And now Ledger Shade going for that snap suplex. And now Chaotic looking on. 1, 2, only 2.
Kick out.
Only a 2, Rawls. Only a 2. But look at Chaotic. Don't turn around, Shade.
Shotgun drop kick.
What a shotgun drop kick. And now he's going high. He's going high to the ring district.
It looks like Chaotic now. The Swanton bomb.
Delivered. Point perfect. 1, 2. Only a 2. And you know he was looking for a 3.
Chaotic definitely looking for a 3, but it wasn't there, Cross.
This referee is doing a great job keeping up with the action. As you can see this replay, it led from a shotgun drop kick to that beautiful executed swanton bomb. We thought it could have been it right there, but it's not just in just yet. Yeah, humanoids.
And it looks like Jay Wild and Counter, the only 2 men standing in the ring right now. We see Alan Michaels trying to get back up to his feet.
Duking it out like the Wild West.
That's right, duking it out like the Wild West, but there's no guns. It's only fisticuffs.
You might as well consider their fists as guns. Look.
Oh, God.
Give him another.
Can you imagine the smack of that? Not again. Oh, thank God. Finally, he's got some humanity for once.
He's got his...
belly driver. Oh.
What a driver. 1, 2.
And there, finally, Alan Michaels saving the day.
Alan Michaels breaking up the pin. You know Alan Michaels wants it just as much as any of the others. Alan Michaels breaking up that pin. And now you still got Ledger Shade on the outside of the ring.
And here's my question, Cross. Who will meet Jay Kolsch at Best Destiny for the world title? It could be any 4 of these men. And speaking of that, I can guarantee Charlie Sheen and Kolsch is keeping a close eye somewhere on this minute match.
That's right. You know they're both keeping a close eye on this matchup. And look at that Chaotic cutter delivered by Chaotic. He's got to get the pinfall. 1, 2.
Oh, and the Shade. Anarchy King breaking it up.
And Ross, you brought up a good point. I wonder myself. I didn't get to catch up with Jay Kolsch due to the busy schedule he has as world champion.
Well, I agree with that too. It looks like Jay Wild on the middle rope. And he's trying to position himself.
Jay Wild on the midsection of the rope. He could be coming down, and he does with that leg drop roll.
Leg drop.
1, 2. And it was only a 2. Only a 2. Alan Michaels, the trendsetter, still has enough life left in him and able to kick out of that leg drop from the second rope.
Indeed, Cross. And now the Shade picking up Chaotic. And we got Wild on it. Michael still. Oh, clotheslines by Shade in the corner to Chaotic. And Wild is punching away. Wait, no. Whoa. Wait, sleeper hold.
And you got the Shade on the other corner. Looks like he could be going for a superplex, but whoa!
Wait a minute. Oh, no.
Wait a minute.
Look at this.
What?
Don't do it. Timber!
What goes up must come down.
It's a human demolition derby. They're like they stacked them all like bowling pins.
What a smart move to do whenever you go from the top all the way down to the mat.
Indeed, a smart move. We see the Shade and pinball.
1, 2,
and Jay Wild breaks it up.
Jay Wild still able to break up some pins. Jay Wild obviously has a lot on his mind, Rawls, due to what happened to the interference from the last episode when Chaotic came out, and Chaotic still has a lot to prove. Still has a lot of life left in him, Rawls. He knows that if he could possibly make it the Best Destiny, it'd be his opportunity to become a world champion.
Key word you said was if, Cross. If. And wait, last laugh! The famous last laugh!
And the Painmaker looking on!
directed orders to his Anarchy King.
But Alan Michaels is crawling. He's looking on. Alan Michaels needs to do
He
something.
better get up quick. Somebody better get up.
What's Alan Michaels doing? He's going to let him tap?
He's almost got the rope.
It looks like Alan Michaels don't have enough strength left in him to even crawl over to. There he goes.
And Alan Michaels breaks up the last lap.
Alan Michaels, from my perspective, Ross, looked like he was almost going to let him submit.
Well, if I was Alan Michaels, I would have got there a hell of a lot quicker if I was you.
And you got Chaotic still down. The Shade still down. FAFO still down. But look, both of these men on their feet.
Look out! Look at over the shoulder go! Oh, super kick! Pinfall 1, 2.
Blackout by the Shade.
Pin 1, 2. Oh,
Maybe the Shade should have went for a pin on FAFO.
He should have.
Instead of Alan Michaels.
He should have.
Look at this replay.
Look at this. Over the shoulder, land on the feet, super kick. Pinfall tried, met with a blackout. He should have went for the pinfall. I don't agree with you, but he should have pinned. He should have took a pin for that commit. Oh, Jay, wait a minute. And look at that. Wait, no.
What a cutter.
Shane trying to go for the neck breaker. We got
1, 2.
Again, Jay Wild playing dividends.
What a vicious cutter delivered by Chaotic. And now he's keeping on his former father. What a snap suplex delivered by Chaotic. Down goes Jay Wild's back to the mat. What a pinfall. Come on. 1, 2.
Wait,
1, 2.
Shoulder wasn't down. I believe the referee was telling the shoulder wasn't going down.
The referee's being served, but look at this, another pin coverage and only a 2. The referee trying to be as observant as he can be. What a
Trinity trigger.
What a Trinity trigger. 1.
Chaotic breaks it up.
That Trinity trigger straight to the face of Jay Wild. Can you give me a replay?
And I think we're going to get one. Here we see, bam! Right on the chin, the Trinity trigger connects. And we saw Chaotic there breaking it up. Good call by Chaotic, saving the match.
Chaotic was able to break up that pinfall, Ross. There was still some life left in Chaotic. Let's not forget, Chaotic has a lot on his mind. A lot on his mind. Not only does he have Best Destiny on his mind, but he also has the fact that Jay Wild's in this matchup and he has to do whatever it takes to put out Jay Wild.
That's right. All 4 of these men have one goal, Cross, and that is to beat Jay Kolsch at Best Destiny for Kolsch's World Heavyweight title. 2 of these men have been world champions, 2 have not. Who will achieve their destiny and face Kolsch?
Time will tell.
Sling blade.
And there's a sling blade delivered by the Shade. But look at Shade delivering another beautiful executed sling blade now to Alan Michaels, the trendsetter. Now this right here is trending, and Barbie just went across the back of Ledger Shade.
That's all this cue ball can do. It's a weapon.
And now he's going to the top, and down goes
Stage dive.
Down goes Jay Wild with the stage dive right on top of Alan Michaels.
That's all Jay. I'm telling you, Jay Wild's saving grace is a damn weapon. I'm telling you. That's all the guy can right there. We've seen it. If it ain't got a weapon, Jay Wild ain't doing jack squat.
It was very effective. It was able to get Ledger Shade off his game.
And now Chaotic, some might say the underdog, one of 2 of the underdogs in this match.
Going to the high rank district once more. Alan Michaels looking on. What a crossbody, but caught by Alan Michaels. Look at the strength.
Oh, Samoan drop.
The strength of Alan Michaels. 1, 2.
And again. Jay Wild breaking up the pinball.
Jay Wild, being observant, seeing the pinfall taking place, able to break up the pinfall, but how much more is he going to be able to break up? How much more?
And now somehow Ledger Shade finally getting back. Oh, good God! It looked like a headbutt of some sorts, wasn't it? Good grief!
Down went Ledger Shade. Down went Ledger Shade.
I believe Shade was trying to go for a springboard blackout, but he got met with Jay Wild's Chrome Dome.
And as you've seen, you humanoids, the strength of Alan Michaels, and look at that. The Shade met with what appears to be almost like a clothesline. And Painmaker, Scott Barbie!
Oh no! Oh, right!
One, two, almost a three. I'm on the edge of my seat here, Ross.
He just got barbed wire right to the handbag.
The Painmaker's going to do whatever he can in order for Shade to win this matchup, but Shade got countered from that blackout and met with that vicious clothesline. Only a two.
And he got turned inside out in the process. You see the way he flipped?
FAFO looking for three.
Three, damn it!
And he's arguing with this young official. Come on, Bob. Again, good grief.
Jay Wall's face looked as if he was going to win it.
And then look, now we got Chaotic now back from the replay. Chaotic now. Chaotic cutter to Jay Wild.
Very smart indeed. Very smart. Go for the pin. 1, 2, oh.
No.
Jay Wild able to kick out of that Chaotic cutter, but if Chaotic was to hit one more, could he kick out?
And that's the good question now. Chaotic going after Ledger Shade. Is that a wise move or a dumb move?
Right now it doesn't look too wise because Ledger Shade's giving him a pounding. And look at this. What a scoop slam delivered by Ledger Shade. And now Ledger Shade going with a knee. Oh, whoa.
The
leg drop. Shade's a message. Joseph.
The president.
What a leg drop. Very vicious over the neck of Chaotic. But look.
Punches now by Ledger Shade to Jay Wild. Another punch. Oh, atomic reverse. Wait a minute.
Atomic drop.
Wait a minute. Oh, a figure four.
He's got the figure four walked in, Rose. Will Jay Wild submit?
A tribute to the man by the original protege.
We've seen Jay Wild submit to the figure four before.
Come on, champion!
Ledger Shade taking a page out of the book of his greatest adversary, greatest rival, and Wild is set up.
Wild needs to try to flip it or grab the ropes.
And he flips it, reversing the pressure.
That's right, the pressure has been reversed. The pressure has been reversed, and Ledger Shade able to grab the rope.
And the Shade grabbed the rope like you said, Cross. What a match. What a main event of Rampage this is.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget that knee. That knee was injured at Redemption, and it has not been the same since. And now Ledger Shade applied that figure four leg lock onto Jay Wild. And as you can see, Jay Wild is now limping around the outside of the ring.
You can guarantee Jay Wild is feeling the effects. The effects of that injured knee, and I can guarantee you that injured knee is going to be a bullseye for all three of these men.
And they're still duking out here on the outside, but Ledger Shade going to the top.
He's going to the perch again.
Ledger Shade.
Another insult.
Oh my God.
Insult taking out Michaels and Jay Wild.
I can't believe what I just seen. Give me a replay. Damn production truck.
And here's going to be the replay. We have not seen that in a long time. That moonsault off the top from Ledger Shade.
Wait a minute, Ross. Wait a minute.
Chaotic. What the hell is he doing?
What's he going for?
Chaotic flow to the outside.
Oh my God.
How in the world did Chaotic do that?
This has been the main event, and it's lived up to the main event. Look at this, Ross.
Blackout. No, Chaotic cutter. Sling
Elite 2. Chaotic, look at it.
Where's the blackout? That's it. Get a 3.
1, 2.
Oh, no.
Somehow, some way, Chaotic able to kick out of that blackout, and you had FAFO breaking up the pin.
But I think Chaotic kicked out just the nick of time. Right there, Chaotic kicked out. But if he didn't kick out, Jay Wild would have saved the match anyways.
Ledger Shade Ross could have this in the bag. Could have this if he keeps all 3 opponents down.
Well, you got to believe, Charles, the 2 odds-on favorite is either Jay Wild or the Shade.
And he's got that boot to the throat. The boot to the throat.
Choking the life out of Jay Wild momentarily. We got Chaotic. All 4 of these mid-takes have to be on E-Cross. We've seen everything in this main event match.
And you got Chaotic and the Trendsetter trying to get back up to their feet. Chaotic's going to do whatever it takes in order to win this matchup, and once again attacking the brute strength, and you've got both men attacking their opponents here in the corner.
Both Shade and Chaotic delivering chops. Oh, clothesline in the corner. Punch there by Chaotic. Eat the feet. The foot goes under the chin, lights out.
Boot to the face. Down goes FAFO, and both these men duking out once more. But look,
Enziguri.
What's an Enziguri?
Ledger Shade at the top once again. Frog splash to Jay Wild.
1, 2.
Chaotic there, quick. Chaotic there, very, very quickly.
What a main event! What a main event! At this moment, Ross, I do not know who will get the victory and go on to Best Destiny, but look, there's a pinfall, but Trendy able to take the win away.
Oh, Chaotic, desperate. Chaotic is becoming desperate.
Chaotic is going to do whatever it takes to try and proclaim gold for the first time.
That's on both sides of Alan Michaels and Chaotic. They want the world title opportunity so bad they can taste it. And it looks like Chaotic is still pounding away on Michaels, and the Shade is down courtesy of Jay Wild.
And now you got FAFO and Chaotic kind of putting words aside, but look, coming back with a double team move onto the big man, and that didn't last long.
That didn't last long. You're right. Now Chaotic put the boots to Jay Wild.
Giving him those right fists here in the corner. It's just these 2 men who are up at the current moment. Just these 2 men.
Lights out! Lights out to Chaotic! Lights out! Whoa, no, he staggered. A 2-piece. Down goes. On the blackout.
Can the show be over?
3. The Shade could have got the pin.
But Jay Wild rolling out to the outside of the ring.
Chaotic throwing by. Chaotic cutter.
Alan Michaels.
Look out.
Boom.
1, 2,
3.
We got a number 1 contender.
And
his name is Alan Michaels.
The winner of the Fatal 4-Way is Alan Michaels.
Alan Michaels was the underdog. The underdog did it.
It's trending. It's trending. Alan Michaels wins the Fatal 4-Way. He will meet J. Kolsch at Best Destiny.
That's right, Alan Michaels. What a warrior this guy is.
I'm coming for you, baby.
He said he was coming for it, and tonight he earned it.
This matchup, Rawls, could have went either way for all of these participants in this matchup.
You're not kidding. And what a victory in the career for Alan Michaels. Surviving not 1, not 2, but 3 3 challenges.
3
What I pay for some dogs could have.
Alan Michaels, but wait a minute!
No! It's Charlie Cheap! It's Charlie Cheapo!
We seen him earlier backstage waving the money.
Let's hear from Seed.
That's destiny. Shame you did all that work just to make it and lose in the event. See you then, Trendy.
You heard it there from Charlie Seed. He said him and Kolsch will see Alan Michaels at Best Destiny. We see that Painmaker shade on a happy camper. But folks, what a Rampage it's been. We will see you next time for the next Rampage. This has been Ross and Cross. Good night, everybody.